There's a gal who won. She won the bronze medal, this Romanian gal. And her name is Voinea, Sabrina Voinea. And so her score was up there, and she won the bronze, and she did a good job in gymnastics. And then they just changed her score. She's already so excited that she won. They changed her score, and they gave it to, and this is important for the context, she's an extremely white girl, and they gave it to a black girl, something Chiles.
Okay, so if it's not abundantly clear there, right-wing chud Michael Knowles is not gonna let the Olympics pass by without getting just a little bit more racism and identity politics and culture war stuff in. And so there he is talking about the controversy surrounding the bronze medal that went to Jordan Chiles and might be taken away. And we're gonna talk about that. But as we talk about why he's focusing on this and how he's focusing on the race, it also probably is clear he doesn't know anything about this, okay? He doesn't know about the Romanian that actually won. He doesn't know why the score changed. He doesn't know who Jordan Chiles is. And you know why he doesn't know this? Because he doesn't follow women's gymnastics and he doesn't follow women's sports, and he, like most right-wingers, opines on things that he doesn't actually care about.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
He's only swooping in right now because he thinks he can score some racist points by favoring a Romanian extremely white gymnast over Jordan Chiles, who happens in this case to be black. That's why he's talking about it. And so Chiles was initially awarded a score of 13.666. That's placing her in 5th place because 3rd and 4th went to 2 Romanian gymnasts that had the exact same score. So as the stadium erupted in celebration over the fact that simultaneously that meant that Rebecca Andrade would win gold in the floor, USA Gymnastics coach Cecile Landy filed an inquiry over Chiles' difficulty score, basically implying that although in the qualifying floor routine of Jordan Chiles, she hadn't done as complex a maneuver that she ended up doing in the individual floor, but that the judges had missed it and hadn't given her credit for that more complex maneuver. They were totally right to file that inquiry, and so they did. And minutes later, Chiles was first to notice the judge's decision. They moved her score up by the 0.1 that she had earned, and as a result of that, got the bronze. That win was historic, and this might be why Michael Knowles eventually returned to this. It gave you this moment where Simone Biles, who got silver, and Chiles, who got bronze, bowed down to Rebecca Andrade, who had gotten that gold. I believe that's her 2nd individual gold in the Olympics. I think that she had gotten it in the vault back in Tokyo. And so the Romanian Gymnastics Federation and the 2 Romanian gymnasts that had tied and been pushed out of medals because of that change filed an official challenge, okay? Now, the challenge wasn't anything like what Michael Knowles was saying because again, he didn't watch it, he has no idea what actually happened. But they argued that USA Gymnastics, the inquiry was filed 4 seconds after the 1-minute deadline to do so. Effectively, Chiles was the last gymnast to go. They only give you 1 minute to file an inquiry. They said that it was 4 seconds too late. And on Saturday of this weekend, the Court of Arbitrations for Sport upheld the challenge from Romania. They later announced that the bronze would be awarded to Barbosu of Romania. Again, not the Romanian that Michael Knowles said it was because he doesn't know. And I personally think the one he said got it had the better routine. I thought that Barbosu's was a little bit less impressive. But anyway, again, he doesn't know anything about this, but what he does know is that he wants to make this about race. So before we discuss, let's get to just a little bit more of his commentary.
The reason that the races matter here is this was the podium that was hailed by all the Olympics, PR flacks as the all black podium. It was so historic. So of course they had to take it away from the white girl and they had to give it to the black girl. Now I'm an American, so I don't really care about the Olympics at all, but I guess I don't mind that we get an extra medal or something, but it's just so obviously unfair. So I do care about it. It's really unfair. This 17-year-old Romanian girl had been working for this her whole life, and she had it taken away from her. And the reason that maybe it was an honest mistake by the judges, maybe it wasn't an honest mistake either, but even if it were, the reason it's not going to be reversed, or it certainly wouldn't be reversed during the Olympics, is because of the historic black podium. Now, affirmative action is not just in schools. It's not just in places of employment. Affirmative action is now in sports. Affirmative action is now in the Olympics.
Again, he is generally a moron, but he has almost never in his career been as wrong as he is. His take was that they took 0.1 away from the Romanian for stepping out, which later footage shows that she didn't. None of that is any of this. Jordan Chiles earned the bronze because she did the maneuvers that she wasn't originally scored for, okay? And even their challenge about the 4-second thing, video shows that they did the inquiry within the time limit that they had to. Now, they're not going to reverse the reversal, even though that footage exists. And so the medal might be taken away, but Chiles earned it, she should have it. It's not affirmative action. And yes, the extremely white Romanian worked her entire life to be an Olympian. You know who else did? Jordan freaking Chiles, okay? That's why she's on this gold medal winning team, and that's why she earned the bronze in floor. I apologize, obviously I have a lot to say about this, but Danielle, what do you make of all this?
One, look, anything that comes out of the Daily Wire is going to be dripping with racism and BS. So any of his points are null and void to me. Just based on that premise. But what the Court of Arbitration did is just, to me, extraordinarily disgusting. There is video evidence, just like you have stated. I'm not clear as to why the Romanians were able to appeal 5 days after, and why there's no time limit on that. But now the Court of Arbitration says that there is no appeal that can be made by the United States. It's as if they are the Supreme Court, apparently. Maybe the Clarence Thomas is over there. I have no idea. But it seems as if the U.S. gymnastics team is going to keep pushing, and they said that they will go to the next level that they have to do. And right now, I think there is a member of Congress, his name is escaping me, who has also written a letter to the Court of Arbitration, because you can't, what did the Romanians provide as their evidence other than their word of mouth? And so when that word of mouth is offered, and I'm asking you because you clearly followed this in a very real way, what did they provide to say that they were out of the 4-second time limit? Because clearly there are videos everywhere. There are cameras everywhere. And so when the United States then offers up their evidence that says, no, here's the timestamp. And not only did they appeal once, they did it twice within the minute time frame that they had. And then you're going to say, oh no, you're just going to cover your eyes and say, we don't see that. To me, then it does become, it has to at some point then become about race, because I'm confused as to how you provide evidence. We say this is what it is. And then you're saying, no, we're not going to listen to facts or take into consideration. So what did they use as their initial consideration to strip a medal away? Which again, mind you, stripping a medal has never happened outside of cheating and doping. So this is also historic in what it is that they're doing. And I want to understand the basis for their decision making if it isn't evidence.
Yeah, well, first of all, you're totally right that it's super rare. I mean, I think it was the Chinese team on their all around, the team medal that they got back in either, I think it was 2000 or 2004. It turned out that they had a gymnast that was below 16.
She was 12.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was taken away. But again, that was cheating. This is not cheating. By the way, they're not saying she didn't earn that point. They're just saying we can't give it to her despite our mistake because it's too late and you didn't do it in time. I don't know what the original piece of evidence was. I honestly, unlike Michael Knowles, I can admit when I don't know something. I don't know what that was, but I do know that the video evidence already exists to prove that she earned it. And again, I will just say, I don't know what's going to end up happening. I don't know if USA Olympics is going to end up succeeding. I will simply say now until the end of time, you can take the medal away from her, but you cannot change the fact that she earned it, okay? She earned it, that's permanent, and her supporters know that. And just before we move on to more generalist stuff, I just want to say this about Michael Knowles. And I don't care about Michael Knowles as an individual or whatever. I've only ever met him once. We were in a green room before doing Larry King, and he randomly brought up trans people when nothing was going on about trans people. It was a super weird experience. He is as weird off camera as he is on camera. But take a look at what happened here. So not only is he talking about something that he doesn't know literally anything about, he doesn't know about any of these athletes or whatever. He immediately has to make a decision, okay? He is a white man and he's also a right-wing American. Right-wingers love, whenever possible, to imply that they're bigger patriots than you. And yet he reached a decision point where he could side with his white identity and go with the Romanian, or he could side with the fact that he's an American and be proud of the fact that an American athlete won a medal. And how did he decide? He went with his white identity politics and he chose the Romanian. He doesn't know anything about the Romanian. He has no connection to the Romanian, no more than he does to Jordan Chiles. He doesn't know anything about any of them, but he assumes that because the American athlete is black, she didn't earn it and she didn't work for it and she doesn't deserve it. Okay. And again, he doesn't know anything, but he knows what's in his gut. And his gut is, I'd rather have some white foreigner from Eastern Europe win than a black American because I hate her on face alone. That's what's going on here. And anyway, I just want to get some of the negativity away. Black women indeed did have a moment at the Paris Olympics. For the US in particular, black women earned 42% of Team USA's women's competition medals, a much larger share than in past games. They won 17 individual medals in Paris, up from 11 back in 2021, because obviously the 2020 Tokyo Olympics were delayed. As he was deeply, immediately disgusted by the fact that the podium was all black women. He could not hide it from his face. But Simone Biles and Jordan Chiles were a part of the first all black gymnastics podium with Rebecca Andrade of Brazil. And they were all amazing, by the way. Like if you have been cosplaying as a person that cares about women's sports or whatever, how could you watch that competition and not just be awed at the display that was put on? Just having the ability to watch Simone Biles do things that are physically impossible, and you don't feel pride in your country, you don't feel pride in our athletes that they can do things like that, or even setting aside that, Rebecca was amazing, on floor, amazing. And by the way, like, okay, you hate Jordan Chiles and you hate Simone Biles because they're black women. Jane Carey or whatever, he doesn't even know that she exists because he doesn't care about any of this. Suni Lee is a national delight, okay? Talk about her and all of the struggles that she surpassed to do what she did. And it wasn't just, by the way, it wasn't just women's gymnastics. Sha'Carri Richardson also got 2 of 15 of the women's medals in her competition as well. You could have watched her relay and you could have been super excited about that, but they don't care about any of this. They just pretend to on TV. Any other thoughts, Danielle?
I mean, you shout out to Gabby Thomas, who won, I think, what Gabby won 3 of those gold medals that black women got. So, I mean, the Olympics were extraordinary this year. And I think the other stat that I saw floating around, maybe it said something to the effect of, if all of the women, which were, and including white women and other women of color, were a country, they would have come in 3rd in the medal count. That's how many medals. Like, this was the women's Olympics, and it was absolutely extraordinary. And if you don't have pride in America over that, if your patriotism doesn't show, then we know what you're really about, right? And so, again, I think you said it beautifully. Like, if you're looking, you would rather support a white Eastern European woman than a black American, tells me everything that I need to know about you.
100%. You can watch her vault a triple flip, and that doesn't raise your spirit at all? You don't feel any pride or whatever? No, all it takes is her skin color to turn Michael Knowles and the rest of the GOP into traitors. Like, traitors, they don't care about their country or whatever. They pretend to love the red, white, and blue, but I think they find 2 of those colors to be extraneous. Anyway. With that said, I would love to make the rest of the show, which I already did almost all the aftermath on this. Let's just put up this last image as to close out this. It's the way that the right wing melts down when it's an athlete, when a woman or a woman of color gets cast in a movie, the utter impotence and weakness of these men that they reveal. I will just never stop trying to fight back against that pointlessly. Nobody watches the videos I make about that, but I just have to do it because it bothers me so much. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.